So if you're a small channel on YouTube, you want to grow and hit your first 1,000 subscribers, I want to give you 69 tips to help you get there as fast as possible. And I've broken these tips down into their relevant categories so you can skip through it using the timeline below. Let's get straight into this. The first thing I want to talk about is your thumbnail. So your thumbnail is the first point of contact you have with a viewer. It is the first thing your viewer will see, and your thumbnail needs to grab the viewer's attention and be enticing and intriguing enough for them to click on it and watch your video. Use bright and contrasting colors on your thumbnail. This is going to help catch the eye of the viewer quickly, and it's going to encourage them to click on your thumbnail to watch your video. I'll put on the screen now contrasting colors that you can use on your thumbnail. A couple of examples are using red text on white background, using a black background with yellow text. Just make sure that the text stands out if you choose to use it. Same goes to the actual thumbnail itself, using a beach, for example, with blue sky and yellow sand, or you're wearing a red jacket in a green forest. These are all contrasting colors. Tip 2, use close-ups with expressive emotions. Humans are drawn to emotions. If you have a certain emotion you can grab from a screenshot in your video, or you can actually create the thumbnail and create the emotion, like things like this, you can evoke different emotions in viewers. And that can be enticing enough and intriguing enough for them to click on your video and want to watch it. Keep it simple and avoid clutter. If you have more than 3 points of contact on a thumbnail, or 3 placed on your thumbnail where the eye is attracted to, it's too confusing. If you look at the best thumbnails in the YouTube game, the videos that get millions of views, they are all really, really simple, and they're all really, really intriguing or curiosity based. You just have to click the thumbnail to watch the video. And these are easier to understand at a glance. If your user is scrolling through their feed on a mobile or computer, you need a thumbnail that stops them in their tracks and grabs their attention. And a simple thumbnail will achieve this. Use bold, readable text. So if you choose to use text in your thumbnail, I would use it sparingly to start with, but also remember that it needs to be readable even on mobile devices. Most of your viewers are going to be watching your video probably on their phone, on a train or a plane, or when they're traveling, or when it's really busy. They're not going to be watching it in 4K on a massive TV, more than likely. Maybe some people will, but just bear in mind that when you're adding text to your thumbnail, make sure you use a maximum of 4 words is my recommendation. Use it sparingly. If you don't need to use it and your thumbnail shows exactly what your video does, maybe you don't need text. But if you need to use it sparingly, and make it bold and make it easy to understand and readable on a mobile device. Little bonus tip for this as well, try and avoid putting anything in the lower right hand corner of your thumbnail, because this is where the YouTube timestamp will be, and it will overlay everything on top of your thumbnail. If you put anything in the bottom right hand corner, you'll have YouTube's timestamp on it, and it may be enough for a viewer to scroll straight past your video, and that's not what we want. Test thumbnails using an A and B testing procedure if possible. So this is great because you can identify which thumbnails are performing better, so you can run thumbnails side by side. You can then determine, okay, we'll use this one because it's getting more views, and we'll back off this one because it's not getting as many clicks. Tools like TubeBuddy and vidIQ, I think, have A/B testing in their products, so go and check those out if you've not already. Make sure the thumbnail represents the content in the video. This is going to build trust for your viewer, and this is going to hopefully encourage them to come back to watch more of your videos. And we'll jump more into increasing watch time and session time later on, but you want to avoid clickbait and avoid having things in your thumbnail that aren't actually in your video. Have something that represents your video in your thumbnail. Stay consistent with your branding. This is going to help with channel recognition. So if you always wear a certain color or use a certain color of text, stick with that throughout. Don't keep chopping and changing, because you want to create recognition when somebody is scrolling through their feed and grab attention. And this is one of the ways that you can do that. So if you're always using yellow text on a black background, always stick to doing that. Don't keep swapping and changing colors, just stick to those colors. Makes your channel and your videos easy to recognize. Use tools like canva.com for creating your thumbnails. Canva is a free and user-friendly design tool that you can use to create really good thumbnails. That's the tool that I personally use to create all of my thumbnails. There's so many tools out there, but I just find Canva is one of the easiest to use. It's got a whole host of tools inside the platform, So you don't really need to go outside of it to use other stuff to edit your photos or add AI to it or magically erase things from your photos. You can enhance your thumbnails and create some really eye-catching artwork. Avoid clickbait, but create curiosity. Using clickbait in your videos, thumbnails, is not a great strategy. However, there is a caveat with this, and it's something that I like to call legit bait. You can use what would seemingly feel like clickbaity thumbnails, but you have to make sure you pay that off in your video. If you have something in your thumbnail that almost seems over the top, yet you pay it off in the video, then that is not clickbait, that's legit bait. You can use that. That is going to encourage people to click on your video, use it at your will, but don't put something in your thumbnail that isn't clearly represented in your video or isn't even included in your video, because that will decrease the trust someone has in you, and it'll probably result in people not coming back to watch your videos in the future, which is what we don't want. Study popular channels, thumbnails in your niche and other niches. And I say other niches because I like to look outside of what people are doing in my market or my niche for new creative ideas. From that, you can understand what works. You can apply segments to what you are doing. I wouldn't outright copy someone, but you can definitely apply principles, design strategies, techniques, colors, thumbnail layouts to what you're doing to increase the likelihood of someone clicking and watching your video. We're now going to move on to titles. Titles are something that accompanies your thumbnail and is equally as important. Your title and your thumbnail should work together to encourage someone to click on your video to watch it. So this next tip is about keeping your title concise and engaging. This is going to help with grabbing your attention fast. You want to stop the reader in their tracks or the viewer in their tracks. And this is one way to do this. If your title marries up with your thumbnail, that is where you want to be for grabbing attention. You also want to keep your titles maximum 50 characters. YouTube has a character limit before it reaches the ... So if your title is too long, it'll cut off half of your title. And if that happens, your viewer is not going to understand what your video is about. We want to create clear, short, punchy titles that don't exceed 50 characters so they can be seen on both a desktop and a mobile in full. Use AI to help you brainstorm title ideas. I use ChatGPT for this. I have a number of prompts that I use. What I do is I basically explain to ChatGPT what type of video I'm creating or have created. I then ask it to create certain YouTube title ideas in the style of some of my favorite creators like Mr. Beast or Ryan Trahan. And I also ask it to make the titles maximum 50 characters. And from there, I create a short list of titles I really like, and I then tell ChatGPT, okay, I like these titles, can we make more like this, until I narrow it down to 2 or 3 titles I am really happy with. I will run with one title and then maybe interchange the titles depending on the video's performance. Avoid using all capital letters for your titles. Use capital letters sparingly. I generally add capitals to certain words in my title that stand out. For instance, in my mountain bike videos on the channel of mine, I use words like steep, gnarly, or dangerous. Things that stand out in a viewer's feed. I just capitalize one word that's in the middle of the title. I don't capitalize the whole title, so I feel that almost comes across like I am screaming and shouting at the audience. I don't want to do that. If it's necessary for you to emphasize a word in your title, then by all means, put that single word in capital letters. Avoid clickbaity titles, similar to what we said with thumbnails before. Make your title relevant to what the video is. Use legit bait, same technique. You want to create enough curiosity and intrigue in your title and thumbnail combined for somebody to click on your video and watch your video. Viewers are going to come and watch your video once. If you use clickbait, they're not going to return. We don't want that. We want people to keep returning to watch your videos so YouTube starts to understand who your audience is and who to serve your videos to. That is how you grow your subscribers and grow a channel really fast. Pose a question or create intrigue. What I like to do in some of my titles is open a loop. Create a title in a way that makes people so intrigued to want to click on my video. People want to know what happens. This is why series on Netflix do really well, or movies in a sequence or a sequel do really well, because at the end they are generally left on a cliffhanger. They're done in such a clever way, you're going to have to go back to watch the second part to know what happens and know how the story ends. And it's the same with your titles. You want to open a loop and create this intrigue in your viewers' minds that is like, God, what is actually going to happen in this video? I have to click and I have to watch. Posing a question and creating intrigue in your titles can do this. Study trending topics or phrases. I would know what's working in your niche and then add your own spin on it. So don't flat out copy someone, don't flat out copy and paste someone else's title, But if you analyze people's titles in your niche and in other niches actually, you can figure out quite quickly what is working, what is trending, and then add your own unique spin on it. Make sure your title aligns with the video content. This is going to help meet the viewer expectations, so they're going to basically get in the video what they clicked on and what they're expecting. But don't just like give them what they want, exceed what they're asking for. So give them what they want plus more. That's how you get people to come back and watch tons of your videos. Use numbers in your titles. So numbers can be a great way to add like relevancy to your titles and videos. So if your video is very date or time centric, so it's based around a certain year or a certain time of day, then use numbers in your titles. Numbers are very eye-catching. They can convey data very easily. They're easy to recognize, and they make your thumbnail and title combination a lot more clickable. Next section, we're going to talk about the algorithm. A lot of people get confused with this. I'm going to do my best to give you some tips to crank out videos that help you win against the algorithm and help you grow your channel faster. If nobody is watching your videos or clicking your videos, it's not the algorithm. So the algorithm isn't against you. All you need to do is replace the word algorithm with audience. It's not the algorithm doesn't like my videos, it's the audience doesn't like my videos. So therefore you need to start creating videos that your audience wants to watch. When you're first starting out, understand that your first 10, 50, 100 videos are not going to get views. It's going to take time for the YouTube algorithm to figure out what sort of content you create, what your channel is about, and who the audience is best for. And to do that, you have to just keep creating videos. So don't get disheartened if your first video doesn't go viral. Obviously, people with small channels and low subscribers can go viral, but don't bank on it and don't get disheartened if your first handful of videos don't go absolutely crazy. You want to focus on making the best videos possible. Keep doing that, keep showing up, keep being consistent. Create focus on your channel. So whatever you are creating content around, make your channel all about that. If you create content about cameras, don't start talking about the latest fashion or makeup products you're using, because YouTube literally won't understand what you're creating content on. Create content around cameras and technology, then YouTube will start understanding, okay, this is the sort of person that likes these videos. I'm going to go and try and find more people like this. And that is how you grow your audience faster. Use YouTube Shorts where appropriate. I'm not saying go all in on YouTube Shorts. It might not suit your strategy. Right now, YouTube is pushing YouTube Shorts in the algorithm. So it's a really fast way for you to grow your subscribers and get tons of views and impressions on your channel. I wouldn't bank on it, but it's a really good way to use when it's appropriate and it fits your strategy. Get people to watch more of your videos. That's one way to grow your subscribers and get more views on your channel. Get more people to watch more of your videos. And it's really easy to say, but harder to do. So we want to increase people's average watch time and their session time on your videos. The more we do that, the more it signals to the YouTube algorithm that, hey, people like this video, people like this channel, let's show it to more people. Super important to do. YouTube doesn't really care about many things like all people seem to think it does. They care about click-through rate, so who's clicking on your thumbnails, and how long they're watching for, the watch time. Those are the two main metrics to think about, and we'll dive into the tips for that later on. But just keep that in mind. Don't get bogged down in all the weeds. Just focus on making the best videos possible, and the views and subscribers will come as a byproduct. Click-through rate is super important. So click-through rate is the amount of people expressed as a percentage who see your video and then who click on it and watch it. So you might have a 6% click-through rate, 10% click-through rate. This is super important. I think it's also important to find your channel's benchmark. So don't ask somebody what's a good click-through rate. Ask what's a good click-through rate for my channel, because what you want to do is figure out over time what your benchmarks are for click-through rate. So what's the average click-through rate after 24 hours, after 7 days, after 14 days, after 30 days, and then benchmark your videos against those numbers, and you'll be able to see if a video is doing well or it's underperforming, and whether you can make changes or tweaks to make it perform better. Sometimes videos need time to breathe. So this is an important point, because I see a lot of people getting disheartened when they launch a video and it doesn't go viral straight away. Now, some videos may take off straight away within the first 24 hours. Some videos need time to breathe. They need longer to bed into the system and for YouTube to understand what the content is. If you create a trending video around something that is hot right now, it could go viral within the first few hours. Search-based content though, so like how-to videos, content that like people are actually searching for, may take longer to bed into the ecosystem on YouTube. Don't get disheartened if your video doesn't get views straight away. Focus on making evergreen videos that are going to get views for months and years to come. The great thing about YouTube is it usually doesn't die off. Your content doesn't just, it's not a flash in a pan thing. Obviously some videos can be, but if you create evergreen content around things that people are actually searching for, YouTube will continue finding new audiences and your views are going to continue to go up. And obviously if your channel is based around entertainment and things like that, and you want to get your videos into the homepage and recommendation suggested and the browse function of YouTube, that's a little bit different. That's more going for virality on YouTube, but it doesn't say that you can't go viral with search-based content. So how-to videos, like how to charge a camera, how to put a hat on, how to make a YouTube video, whatever. Don't neglect older videos. So if videos are not getting views after months of posting them, you can actually revamp them and bring them back to life. Change the thumbnail, change the title. YouTube will continue to find new audiences for your videos. It'll continue to search for audiences that may like your videos. Don't just think if a video doesn't get views in the first few days or months that it's a dead video. YouTube will always try and find new viewers for it, because at the end of the day, YouTube wants people to watch videos on their platform. And if you can help YouTube achieve that, everybody wins. There's a lot of people that think that YouTube favors frequent uploads. You know, if you post more videos, then you're going to get more views and they're going to grow super fast. That's not the case at all. YouTube doesn't favor frequent uploads. So even if you post one video a week versus say 5 videos a week, YouTube will still do its job in finding the best viewer for your video. It's not going to give you more chances of going viral just because you're posting more content. Although you will have more chances of growing your channel faster the more content you put out. But consistency or being frequent with your uploads doesn't necessarily mean that you'll gain more subscribers or more views. You just have to focus on making the best videos possible. I keep saying that. So this section of tips is all about getting more subscribers to your channel. So whether you've got 0 or a few hundred or a few thousand, you want to boost that number. These next tips you want to make aware of and start following them and start implementing them. Create the best videos possible. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Just focus on making the best videos possible. YouTube rewards high quality, engaging content. If you make a video, improve something on your next video. Maybe in your second video, you have a B-roll camera, so you've got 2 cameras to make things more interesting. Maybe you use a microphone on your third camera to improve the audio. Maybe you include titles or catchphrases on your video when you're editing in the 4th video. You can do all these things, and by the time you get to your 100th video, if you look back on your first video, there's going to be a substantial improvement in the quality and the engagement you'll get in your videos. And by 100 videos of improvements every time, you're going to be substantially further ahead than you were when you first started. It's like a guarantee. Another great way to grow your subscribers fast is to collaborate with other YouTubers in your niche and even outside of your niche. This is a great way and a fast way to expose your channel and your content and put your videos in front of a new section of people who may be interested in it. And this is going to open up the doors to new pools of audiences and new segments on YouTube. And it's going to actually push your content out to more people inside and outside of your niche. Collaborating with other YouTubers, you can basically bank off each other's subscribers. So you allow the other YouTuber subscribers to see your content and vice versa. And doing this, it's a win-win for everybody. Create shareable content. Make videos that encourage people to share it. Sometimes when I'm making my videos, I'm always trying to think of how do I attract a broader segment of people who are going to be interested in this video. This isn't always possible, especially with search-based content, when it's a very specific video and you answer a very specific question. But if you're in the entertainment niche or the lifestyle niche or you do vlogging or stuff like that, you want to start thinking about how you can put things in your videos that make it more shareable. For example, my main channel, Wolfpack Adventures, is mainly mountain biking. Instead of just making really specific mountain bike videos, I'm trying to do things that appeal to a wider audience and doing things in familiar environments. Example, riding in familiar places, in familiar locations, environments, using familiar shapes in my videos like stairs or bridges. All these things are going to encourage a wider audience to watch the videos. And people don't necessarily have to be involved with mountain biking to want to watch that video. And your niche can be exactly the same. Create clear calls to action. So if you want someone to subscribe to your YouTube channel, tell them exactly to do it and how to do it. If you want somebody to click a link in the description, tell them there is a link in the description, you need to go and click it. And even put like the text on the screen with a pointing down arrow. Surprising what happens if you tell someone what to do versus just expecting people to know what to do. Engage with your community, respond to comments, do everything you can as a small YouTuber to really make your subscribers feel like they're part of a community and part of something that you are growing. It gets harder as you grow, but when you first start out, treat every single subscriber like a really good friend and a really good person who's supporting your channel. Respond to their comments, create community posts, make videos on their recommendations, go the extra mile and build your community. Share behind the scenes content. So this could be things like personal videos, it could be whatever's going on in your life, behind the scenes stuff of how you make videos. This is going to create a much deeper personal connection between the viewer and you as a YouTuber, which essentially is going to grow your brand, your image, your channel. It's going to be a net positive for everybody. Use YouTube Studio to see what content your viewers actually like. So YouTube Studio is the tool that you can use to check out all the analytics on your videos. It's super clever, and I use this a lot to analyze my videos and my channel's performance to know what videos my viewers and subscribers like versus ones they don't like. And this is how you create more relevant content. It's got a tab on there as well called research, so you can also see different ideas to help your channel grow, different things people are searching to find your channel to help you open your brain up to new video ideas. So I love using YouTube Studio for looking at metrics like that. Live streams are also a great way to directly interact with your audience and grow your audience and grow the connection with your audience. I don't do live streams too much, but they're a great way to do Q&As. They're a great way just to interact with your community. They're just fun all around. Celebrate subscriber milestones. So I wouldn't bother doing this when the milestones are really small, but for example, you could celebrate your first 1,000 subscribers as a milestone, 10,000 subscribers, 100,000, million, and so on. You could organize a special live event or even an in-person event. You could do a giveaway at these milestones, just something interesting to really grow the community and subscribers of your channel. Create content around a trending topic. So there is actually a trending tab on YouTube, so you can see globally on YouTube what videos are getting views right now. And you can capitalize on that if you're fast by creating videos around that topic that are brought back to what you talk about on your channel. That can be an easy way to tap into what's trending now, so you can take a slice of the pie when it comes to views on YouTube. So we're now going to talk about how to increase watch time on YouTube. So watch time is, as it sounds, the amount of time somebody watches your video. And it's one of the important metrics that YouTube really does care about, as well as click-through rate. So the more you can get somebody to watch your videos, the more you can increase that watch time, the faster you are going to grow, because YouTube is going to show your video to more people. Hook your viewers in the first 10 seconds. The first 10 seconds of a video is the most important. You want to put most of your effort into hooking the viewer and getting them to want to stay to watch even longer, if not all of your video. Offer value throughout your video. You want to keep people hooked through the video. Go through your YouTube Studio metrics. Look at where the drop-offs are in your videos and instantly get rid of those sections. Look across the sections if there's certain words that you are saying or certain types of shots that are in your videos that are really discouraging people, and this is the point where they're clicking off your videos. It could just be a static shot that is super long and people are just getting bored. If that's the case, that tells you, okay, I need to include more camera angles to make my videos more interesting. Forget intros to your videos. Intros waste time, they're useless, they're very self-centered, they don't give the viewer any value. Get rid of them, you'll lose a ton of your viewers, and I guarantee if you don't use an intro and you focus more on creating hooks for your videos, your average video duration or your average viewer retention will be much higher in YouTube Studio. Reinforce what you promise in the thumbnail and the title in the hook of your videos. The hook is in the first 10 seconds of your video. You want to reinforce what the person clicked on and what they saw in the thumbnail in the first 5 or 10 seconds. Doing this just reinforces the fact that somebody's clicked on the right video and it's exactly what they want to watch. And doing this increases trust and increases the likelihood that someone will watch your video all the way through. Use playlists on YouTube if you want to group specific or similar videos together. This increases the bingeability of your videos. So think of this like Netflix. We can almost create a series of videos if it's deemed necessary. Say, for example, you are converting a van and you have a number of videos on your channel all about converting this van into a camper van. You could have episode 1, 2, 3, and so forth in a playlist. As soon as one is finished, the next video is shown to the person, and so on. That is going to increase the watch time and average view duration on your channel and all your videos. Use open loops in your videos. Open loops are basically where you open a story, but you don't close it. You don't tell viewers what are happening. This is basically like a cliffhanger in a series, or again, like on Netflix. You can use this in your YouTube videos throughout. You can create many different stories throughout your video, which also encourages people to continue watching because they want closure. People want to know how something ends or how the summary of something is, which encourages them to watch all the way through just to know the answer. This is what you want to do. Ask viewers to interact where possible. So ask people to comment below, ask people in the video what their opinion is, what they think. All this increases engagement. It triggers YouTube and tells YouTube, okay, people are interacting with this video. It might be of interest to more people. Let's try and push it out to more people. That's how I think it works. Create series or episodes if necessary. This relates back to playlists. If you have a series of videos, group them together, create something that is bingeable for people to watch. Use analytics to find out where viewers are tuning out from your videos. So go into YouTube Studio, look at the retention graph and look where you have severe dips in your video. Go to those and look and see if you have a similarity across a number of videos and get rid of that section of video. Don't repeat that in future videos and you should see your retention increase. Focus on the first 30 seconds of your video. I can't stress how important this is. The first 30 seconds are like more important than your actual video. You need people to watch the first 30 seconds before they can watch the whole video. You need to put so much focus when you're editing videos and creating a story into those first 30 seconds. You want to hook the viewer in, keep their attention, and make sure they watch past the first 30 seconds. This also tells YouTube as well that your video is worth watching. And I know this because in YouTube Studio, there is actually a section that tells you straight away the amount of people who actually stayed and are still watching after 30 seconds. YouTube literally doesn't hide any of this. It's all in plain sight. You just have to understand what YouTube is looking for using the data that they give us. We're now going to move on to some editing tips to help you grow your YouTube channel. So first tip is use quick cuts where possible or where necessary. Sometimes this doesn't apply to everybody's channel, but you want to avoid long cuts or get rid and trim all the boring bits from your videos. People don't like boring videos. A video can never be too long, it can only be too boring. Edit to the beat of the music. This helps viewers with longer videos. It helps them watch longer, and it's almost more satisfying to watch. And music will encourage people to keep watching longer, and you can really create a cool vibe with the music you choose and how you edit it together in situ with your videos. Don't be scared of trimming unnecessary clips. If you have a ton of footage, I can almost guarantee that you will get rid of 95% of it and you'll be left with the 5% of footage that actually matters and will actually create a compelling story in your video. Don't be scared of trimming the fat. Get rid of all the unnecessary fluff and just tell the story and get to the point. Bad audio is probably worse than bad video. So make sure you have good audio. Make sure your audience can understand what you're saying. I'm currently using a microphone right now. It is a Blue Yeti microphone. Link will be in the description below. But this enables me to have really crisp audio on my videos. Make sure you have crisp audio. It's more important than bad video. Don't overuse effects. You get access to tons of effects in every kind of movie editing software. Don't overuse them though, and just use them where necessary. Subtly sprinkle them in throughout your videos. Don't add them between every single clip because it gets boring, it gets tiring, it gets repetitive, and people will click off because of that. Don't overuse drone shots. Use drone shots where necessary. Use them as establishing shots if it's hard for you to tell people where you are. Show people with a drone, but don't include a drone shot every other shot. It gets boring, repetitive, and it is a waste of time. Use B-roll footage for variety. B-roll shots are basically where you have two cameras. You have an A camera, so this is basically my A camera. A B camera now would basically be another camera set up somewhere else. And what I could do is I could quickly cut between two cameras to increase the the value that the viewer is getting. It makes it more exciting, it makes it more interesting. It doesn't mean that you are sat watching a single camera for days on end when you can be having multiple cameras showing different angles and different shots. Use subtitles and captions where necessary. So if you have somebody speaking a different language in your video, or you need to emphasize a certain point in your video, captions and subtitles can be a really good way to further tell the story, and it also can increase watch time and watchability. So it encourages people to keep watching because it's engaging. People are actually watching and listening at the same time. If you want to add a personal touch to your video, use color grading. Color grading is a whole topic in itself, but in every video editing software, you have the ability to change the colors and play around with the overall view of your video. Adding music to a video is also a great way to increase watch time and grow your channel. There are free and paid ways to do this. Don't go and just rip music blindly that is copyrighted, because you will get copyright strikes in your videos and you won't be able to monetize the videos. There are different ways around this though. A free way for you to get access to a whole library of music. You can use YouTube's audio library, which is just a free collection of songs. There's loads of them. You can add them to your videos. You can still monetize your videos, and you can add whatever feel you want to your video. There is also a paid option for this. So I use Epidemic Sounds. This is about £10 a month for a single channel license. And this gives you access to a whole host of music and sound effects. There are literally thousands to choose from. And I really, really like the music on it. It's super cool. I can easily find the vibe and the certain style of music I want to add to my video in no time at all. The next section is about making money on your channel. So a lot of people seem to think that you can only make money on YouTube if you have over 1,000 subscribers. That is true to an extent with the YouTube Partner Program. However, you can make money on YouTube with less than 1,000 subscribers in these tips I'm about to share with you. You can make money on YouTube without having 1,000 subscribers through brand sponsorships. This is a great way to have a brand sponsor and pay you for an integration in your videos. So you could have an advert in your videos where you talk about a specific product or service that you're using. You could also include links in the description where people can go and check out the brand or the service, and then you would get a kickback from this brand based on how many people buy or visit your site. There's many different ways you can go, or it's basically a flat fee for the integration or the actual dedicated video. There's many different ways to do it, but brand sponsorships are a really, really cool way to make money on YouTube. You can create a course around your expertise and your passions, and you can sell it through your YouTube videos. This is a really great way to make money online and on YouTube with less than 1,000 subscribers. You don't need to be as part of the YouTube Partner Program, and you can start making money from literally day one. You can have a Patreon membership. So if you have exclusive content, behind the scenes content, you can charge people for that. You could charge people for coaching. You could charge people for literally anything. And it could just be a small monthly subscription fee. So this is going to help you grow your revenue, grow your channel, and grow your community as a whole. You could create your own merchandise. So this could be t-shirts, hoodies, hats, glasses, anything. And you could sell that through your YouTube channel. And then obviously, as soon as you pass 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you can apply to join the YouTube Partner Program, which is where you can earn money from AdSense on YouTube through your videos. This is one of the main ways people make money on YouTube. It's definitely not the biggest portion of my income when it comes to YouTube, but it definitely does come in handy, and it definitely does make up a large portion of the money that I make from content creation. Affiliate marketing, so you can promote products and services with special affiliate links, and these can be products that you use, you like, and you love, and all you're doing is sharing them with your audience and giving them a special link to go and buy. If they buy the product, you will get a kickback on that sale. So that's a really organic, passive way of making money on YouTube. And again, you don't need 1,000 subscribers to do that. Super chats and live streams, again, you can run live streams and people can donate money to you on these live streams. This is a really fun way to interact with your community. It's not something I do a whole heap of, but it's there as an option. You can host meetups in person, and these are a great way to really interact and grow your community and your brand with your absolute biggest fans, the people who love everything you do, who will meet up with you in person, share a beer with you, and want to know more about what you get up to, your expertise and your passions.